Oh, I heard a seppuku. There it is. Here is the seppuku king. Wow, so majestic. Look at him.
Majestic!
Look at him go. And then I'll use my protection. My anti-bleed protection. There it is. I'm anti-bleed protected. I disagree. Hey, eat shit, motherfucker! Thanatos, my ass, spamming Storm Stomp. Whoa, I'm doing Storm Stomp, I can reaction trade everything. I'm the best player in the game and I have a bleed build, so that I can stun people even when they roll at the right moment. Eat my ass. For real. Like, take my ass, clean it a little bit before, right? You clean it a little bit. Maybe you use some soap, some lavender soap, that'll be nice. And then you eat it, right? You eat it. And you will have a lot of fun, rather than being a bitch. Okay, so if you're still here, you might as well just subscribe to the channel. Basically, the following clips are just going to be a succession of nice duels and fights I had using the coded sword. I think those tools are one of the big selling point of a faith build. This is my faith build. I show you the build at the end of the video. Basically, we're at level 137, and yeah, jumping attack on coded sword are very, very good. The neutral R1 also, if you had double coded sword, is very, very strong, comes out quite fast, has a lot more range than what it seems, and does a lot of damage. The coded sword on a close to 60 faith does bonker damage. You also have access to Bestial Sling, which is arguably the best spell for a faith build. Many people have been talking about this spell, saying that it's one of the best, and it is. It's a great tool in order to have range. It breaks poise, but let's go back to the coded sword. So the Ash of War is pretty almost unusable. You can use it for some shenanigans if you're doing invasion to hit people through walls, but if you're facing people using a shield, it's not really realistic to use the Ash of War because it's so telegraphic that people can see it coming from a mile away. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame that the Ash of War is not an open slot Ash of War that you can just change however you please. I would also suggest always having a Godskin Stitcher with you to switch in order to have more range, more pokey range. The big problem with the coded sword is the lack of range. So here we have the build. So we have 60 vigor, 11 mind, 27 endurance, 22 strength, 20 dexterity, 9 intelligence, faith at 60. So I use a base character Vagabond, the reason being that you always have a little bit of strength and dexterity with using Vagabond. The reason why I have so much strength and dexterity is because I've found out that some tools I'm not able to negotiate to play without, like the Great Bow and the Hand Ballista. Those are two tools that are very, very helpful to play against people that are camping. It's a great tool against campers. It's a great tool also for long range battle, although you could argue that in a faith build you don't really need a long range option because you can have Haunt Bolt. However, the Rain of Arrow Ash of War that you can equip on the Great Bow, the base Great Bow that requires 20 strength and 20 dexterity to be able to use, you can put Rain of Arrow Ash of War on it and you can have a lot more range. Basically, you have as much range on it as you can lock on people. You can also hit people behind walls. So if you're locking on someone and they are behind a wall but you're still locked on, you will do the damage with the Rain of Arrows, something that stuff like Horn Bolt will not track, for example. And also a few words on the talisman that I use. So I use the Great Jar talisman. So the Great Jar allows me, even though the coded sword are both very, very light weapons, sometimes I switch to heavier weapon like the Great Bow or the Godskin Stitcher, and I don't want a fat roll. I'm also always trying to reach 61 poise on all of my builds. This is something I'm not ready to negotiate unless I'm using a light roll build, because 61 poise is a breakpoint that allows you to sustain a lot of attack from one-handed small weapon like katanas, daggers and stuff like that. I'm also running the Claw Talisman because the Claw Talisman ups your jumping attack damage, and your jumping L1 on the coded swords are going to be your bread and butter. Those are going to be one of your main opener. They are great because they comes out very fast, they have a lot more range than what it seems, they do a lot of damage. So Claw Talisman is a must on a Coded Sword build, I would say. Another one that I'm also using is the Flux Canvas Talisman. This is not going to up your damage with the Coded Sword, but it will up your damage with, for example, the Bestial Sling or any other spell you might want to use on your Faith build. So yeah, I'm using this one, sometimes I swap it around, and last but not least, I'm also using the Ritual Sword Talisman to up my damage when I have full HP. Once I'm getting hit once, I usually switch to the Blessed Dew Talisman to regain my health. If I happen to be full health again, I switch back to the Ritual Sword Talisman in order to have more damage. That was pretty much it for the description of my Faith build. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how you guys are using Coded Sword or how you guys are enjoying Coded Sword. If I missed anything talking about this build, love you guys. Oh yeah, one thing I didn't mention, so I'm level 137, not 125. Basically, I've seen Stilovsky using a 137 build. The reason is because with 137 you're at less at a disadvantage when you invade people at 150, and at 137 you can still invade people up down to 124. So yeah, that was the last thing. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys. It was Valentin.